Do you think people are going to think I have a spray tan?
It's the only dance.
Have a what?
A spray tan.
Oh, you got a real tan, right?
I have a real tan.
I assume you got a
Did
real
you
tan.
also get a spray tan in
No.
addition to the real tan? Well, then no.
Then, yeah,
You went to the
you're good.
beach.
Yeah, but do they know that?
I think so. You talked
We'll
about it on the pod.
We'll tell them.
We'll tell them.
Yeah, we'll tell
All
them.
right. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, brother! Nice spray tan.
No! Real tan! I just got back from the beach.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Thanks for noticing. Why are you inking?
The beach.
The beach. Suntan City.
The beach. City, the beach.
There's gotta be a beach. Be a beach out there somewhere.
Oh, there's a
named.
beach out there. Some beach. Find your beach, cat.
Where's Blake Shelton when we need him?
Hey, brother, and welcome to another edition of Jay versus Ben. This time, we are taking on our own theories. Again.
Again. For the second time.
For the second time.
We've done it once before, and now we're doing it for the second time because we've made more than 15 theories.
Can we remember what we came up with for our own theories? Because the other day, I was like, me and Beth were talking. She was like, have you ever done a video like explaining like ghosts? Like, why doesn't Voldemort come back as a ghost? And I'm like, it's a pretty easy explanation. She's like, well, that doesn't mean you can't make a video about it. And you could talk about like the resurrection stone. You could talk about like what you see in the mirror. Could you come back through the veil? Or like, are there other weird rules and stuff? And I was like, that is a lot of things we could probably talk about in a video. And
Have
then
we
I
made
looked it
that
up,
video?
and then I looked it up, and there's a thumbnail that just said like, why he doesn't come back as a ghost.
Well, there you go.
And I was like, well, I guess we did make that one.
Well, and you know, these things happen.
These things do happen.
I mean, we haven't never just made a video that we already made without knowing that we made it.
true.
So.
Well, it's not. I mean, we don't do it on purpose. if
I
it
know.
counts For anything.
Did you do it on purpose?
Made a video that we already made.
You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
have significantly more than 15 theories that you put out there.
Yeah,
We do.
Exactly.
It's easy to forget them.
But the question is, can we remember at least some of them?
At least some.
We're about to find out.
Hey, brother!
In case you guys are new-
spray tan.
It's a real. I went to the beach.
The beach.
Big air quotes.
In case you guys are new to the J vs. Ben format, this is how it is going to work. Kangaroo Cat's on the other end of the microphone. She is waving. We can see her, however, you cannot. She is going to be asking us today's 15 questions, all submitted by our quizmasters over on Patreon.
Ben and I will have to answer all the questions completely from memory, but if we have no idea, we can get the multiple choice, which is extra funny because we'll have written all of these questions technically ourselves.
Yeah, you'd think
All
we
the
would-
answers ourselves.
Right, yes. So like we knew at one point in time we knew every answer.
And we tried to like sell you on it.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
hard.
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go.
Question 1. This question was submitted by Dorian R. and Essential Escapism. In your The Night Bus's Big Secret video, which fantastic beast did you theorize had been transfigured into the Night Bus?
I got this one on lock, dude.
No
This is one of my
issues.
favorite theories we've ever made. We got a shirt for this one, and as far as I'm concerned, this is dead on.
Dead.
This is exactly what they were going for.
It's not even living on.
It's not even living on. It is dead. It has been buried 6 feet under. That's how true it is.
That's how true it is. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The Zowo.
The Zowo.
Didn't know how to spell it.
I didn't know how to spell
Yeah.
it either.
Our theory is indeed that the Knight Bus is actually a transfigured Zowu.
Neither of you got the spelling right, but I'll give it to you.
Big cat thing.
It's
Yeah.
Zouwu. That is really hard to say.
I was like, it's that. At least you have the X right, but apparently not.
No,
I
it's a
got this
Z.
part right, and you
Yeah.
got that part right.
Yeah, Zowu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fun
Zowu.
one. That's why I put it first.
Cat bus. This is the thing. We made that video. We didn't even know about the like cat bus thing,
The cat bus thing.
but it's a thing.
Cat bus, cat bus.
Cat bus.
Cat bus, cat
Zowu.
bus.
Zowu is the night bus. Fantastic Beast, big lion thing. New catches. That becomes the night bus. Or
Pretty good one.
that kind of animal. Probably not that one, but maybe that one. Who knows?
Could be that one.
Hey, Steven? Oh, well, we...
What did he say?
Said,
What?
can you say that again?
Yeah, absolutely. I was trying to get the number for the person who gave you your spray tan.
So, that's Hot Big Steve, you guys. In case anybody was wondering. I'll let you know later, so I'm not outing them to the internet, okay?
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
I had no idea what was going on. I thought something was wrong with the fish.
There's something wrong with this.
Same.
That's why you answered.
If Steven calls him, he'll answer it.
Yep.
I was like, well, this can't be good.
All the fish are dead. Nope, just wants to know about the spray tan.
It's a tremendous start.
Oh, this is great.
Your tan does look beautiful.
Thank you.
The non-
You look very handsome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You look very handsome, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you want question 2?
You guys are just full of ham.
Question 2. This question was submitted by Michaela Henry. In your Proof That Severus Snape is a Vampire video, who was the first person in the books to compare Snape to a bat?
Oh!
So this is also just kind of a book fact, but you pointed out in the video.
Okay.
I see. Okay, so this is just
Okay.
this is just actual book trivia knowledge.
Kinda, yeah.
Knowledge.
Who is the first character
to describe Snape as being bat-like?
bat-like? I mean, to me, that makes sense to me.
First.
The fact that we call it out makes it sound like it would then be like, can you believe?
Can you, I mean, of all people.
Right.
It's Rufus Scripture.
I remember him.
6 books.
Like, it doesn't, you think it happens all the time, but it's like 6 books in before it ever comes up.
It's the Minister for Magic being like, you know your old potions teacher. The one that looks kind of like a bat.
Kind of like a bat. I really liked the thumbname for this one.
It is a cool
I had like a
thumbnail.
blood spatter on it and a bat.
Yeah, it was a good
Snape.
Yeah.
I'm a bat.
I'm a bat.
I'm a bat. I'm a bat. You got it? Something?
I'm thinking.
Yes. Amusing. If I make bat sounds, will that help?
It could.
Oh my gosh. I
I can't go ultrasonic like them.
was about to say
All
they don't make
I
a
don't
whole
have
lot of noises.
sonar locating powers.
They're very squeaky.
Give it a whirl.
Wow, that was so loud.
That hurt my ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Except Ron.
That's serious. Because if there is one creature that Snape is constantly compared to throughout the books, it is the one that is most associated with vampires. A bat. This first comparison comes from, of all people, Professor Quirrell when Harry discovers him in the chamber under the school trying to recover the Philosopher's Stone. Yes, Severus does seem the type, doesn't he? So useful having him swooping around like an overgrown bat. Next to him, who would suspect poor stuttering Professor Quirrell?
It is Professor Quirrell.
Quirrell?
Apparently.
Oh, it's gotta be in the death chamber.
It's gotta
then.
be in the death chamber. Is like his nuts. Rather convenient having Snape wandering the castle like an overgrown bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is what
At
it
first
is.
I was
Yep.
like, could it be like Percy? Or Harry's like, Percy, what professor's that? And it's like, that's Professor Snape. Everyone knows it's the dark arts job he fancies. What an overgrown bat, am I right? Rib.
Yeah, because Percy
That's why
typically
we call it
rib
out.
ribs.
We would be like, can you believe it was Percy?
It was part
Yeah.
of all people.
I mean, it's still kind of a can you believe it was Quirrell a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is kind of a can you believe it was Quirrell?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, we got it wrong.
And we did.
But you know what? That wasn't our theory. That was just book trivia. So.
That's true.
So.
Question 3. This question was submitted by Bradford. In your What If Ron Was in Hufflepuff video, who does Voldemort kill in the graveyard at the end of the Triwizard Tournament?
Oh, jeez.
Who does Voldemort kill in the graveyard?
Yes.
At the end of the tournament.
In the graveyard at the end of the tournament. So. Okay. So then that.
Rufus Scripture?
Is this going to turn into the new Start With Who It's Not?
No, okay. It's because.
It's not Rufus Scripture.
It's not that. It's not
It's
that.
Not Florian Fortescue.
That or that. Who does Voldemort
It's
kill
definitely not
in the
Florian
graveyard?
This is something we should remember. This is our brain.
Yes.
Okay, at the end of the Triwizard Tournament, let's see here. How does that end up being the case? It's not that. We know it's not that because of this reason. It ends up being that. Or does it?
This is why. Because of that. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. This is a good question.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Lucius.
Oh!
It seems, Lucius, that not only have you failed me in retrieving the one boy who truly matters, but you have also sacrificed a hand for nothing.
His voice is cold and mocking, his wand lightly tracing the air as he decides whether to kill Lucius outright or make him suffer. But please, my lord, we had made it this far. You were so weak. Weak! The high-pitched voice pierced into the air. The Avada Kedavra!
It is Lucius
Yes,
Malfoy.
it is. Okay, because what we had happen
You're right!
was so Cedric's not in it because Ron's in it. Because Cedric puts Ron's name in.
Right.
So Harry and Ron are both there, but Harry just lets Ron win outright.
Okay.
And then just Ron is there. And because the plan has now gone wrong and Harry's not there, Lucius is the one helping Voldemort instead of Wormtail. And he's just like, whatever, I will take anyone's blood. And he puts Ron's blood in. And when Voldemort comes back with Ron's blood, then he's all mad at Lucius for doing not Harry's blood.
Yeah.
Question 4. This question was submitted by Amanda B. In your Victor Crumb's Big Secret video, what do you claim is Victor Crumb's big secret?
Oh, man.
I can't remember the name of the animal. If I've got like the essence of the word,
I think that's
right?
fine. Yeah.
Oh, man.
No.
The essence of the word? No, because I don't have the word, but I know exactly what it is.
So write the essence.
I wrote the essence.
Reveal your answers.
Reveal your answers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
He is like a shark person.
A Duwaka?
Yeah, Duwaka.
Is that the
Duquois.
right?
I think it's
Duquaqua.
Doc.
He's way less graceful because he is literally a shark out of water at that point because he is a half shark, half man, Dukuwaka. Boom.
Kuwaka.
Dakuwaka?
Dakuwaka, I think.
Right.
But like he's like a half shark man. He's not transfigured. I put an Amadesh because I couldn't think of what it was called.
Yeah.
Like, a beast. He is like,
I think we got it.
I think it's fine. I
Okay.
think we'll give it to you.
Yeah.
You got the essence.
Yeah.
essence.
Yep.
Yes.
Question 5. This question was submitted by Teghan Denlinger. In What If James Kept the Invisibility Cloak, Part 1,
Oh gosh.
This was okay.
where does Voldemort first cast Avada Kedavra on Harry?
What if James kept the invisibility cloak?
What if James kept the
That means okay, man. This is one that fell out of my head the most.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like-
Yeah, I totally forgot we had done this one.
No, this was like an 8-parter too. This was a long one.
Yeah.
It just kept going.
It just kept going.
We couldn't end
Is
it.
this where the Sword of Slytherin thing
This was the Sword
was
of
born?
Slytherin.
Okay, yeah, that's I can never remember what it
Richard
was when
the
people ask me what it
Sword.
was on tour.
Yeah, this is like the gold sword. This is from that.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
So in the Chamber of Secrets.
I said it.
Ooh, the Chamber of Secrets was a multiple choice answer for this.
Oh,
It's not the correct one.
That lands us at the Quidditch World Cup. Harry and friends attend. Hermione is still, of course, a bestie after the whole chamber situation. Ireland wins, but Crumb catches the stitch. Celebrations ensue, but then dark marks appear everywhere. Unironically this time.
It is at the Quidditch World Cup.
Inside the Quidditch World Cup?
It takes that long? Wow. Man, I thought for sure that this was going to be a situation where Harry is safe until he goes to school.
Right.
And Voldemort sneaks the diary in on his own.
Right.
So he can attack Harry as an agent of himself. Well, I'll be.
Because I would have thought that if Harry, here's what I was thinking is that if Harry is protected the entire time, then him and Neville are more buddies growing up because the Longbottoms are protected too.
Yes. Yeah. I remember that being a part
Then
of
in
this.
the Chamber of Secrets, Neville is the one who dies for Harry instead of Lily, is what I thought.
Oh. I think that does happen in a different way.
I want to go back and watch this series now.
I know.
Yeah,
So something happened that in Neville's the chosen one. Maybe it's Harry who dies for Neville is what happens.
Oh, is that right?
That's what happens.
Man, this is.
Ugh.
I know. The cool thing is, I feel like we could go back and watch our own what ifs and literally be like gasping.
I know. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we said that.
Be like
No way!
surprised.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Question 6. This question was submitted by Katrina A. In your How the Deathly Hallows Were Made video, How did you suggest someone would be able to see the invisibility cloak?
These are so hard.
These are harder ones.
Oh, man. Okay, let's think here. Why would you be able to see the invisibility cloak?
Because, like, there's that, there's that. Maybe it's just this because of that. And then there's another potential reason. I've got, like, 3 reasons I think it could be. Oh, my gosh.
Should it please us that, like, when we come up with explanations for things, that, like, they're good enough that it's hard for us not in the moment to think of what we came up with?
I think so.
I think so. I'm like, I can think of, like
you worked really hard to find these answers.
Yeah, we worked really hard to find the answer.
You can't remember what they are.
Yes, exactly.
I know. Okay. Sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I had being Master of Death, and then I was like, if you could see the cloak, if it was like, if like Moody's eye was made with the Elder Wand or something.
It's not that if you've seen someone die, it's if you've seen death, like capital D death, meaning you died.
So the answer that I have here is by having seen death themselves, parentheses, by dying.
Oh. If they have seen death. If they've seen death.
Yeah. Themselves.
That by seeing death, they have died.
Yeah.
Like, so Harry could see through it.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
It's a really good answer by past us. I really like where we went with that.
Yeah.
By having seen death.
Yeah.
Because it's made from thestral hairs. And normally, in order to see thestrals, you have to have witnessed death. But this would be literally seeing the entity that is death.
That's such a good answer.
Because it's their cloak.
I wonder if we explained then why Dumbledore appears to be able to see it. Could he have, like, died at some point?
Could Dumbledore...
Because, like, he can, like when they're in Chamber of Secrets and he's like, help will always be given to those at Hogwarts who need it. And they're all like, okay. That's the vamoose, though. Got this signed order from the governors.
Yeah.
And Harry's like, did his eyes flicker to me?
Do you know what I love and what I hate about it is that, I put my answer as to be Master of Death. But the thing I had an issue with that explanation is that if you are Master of Death, then you are also Master of the Cloak, which means that this benefit is of no use to you because you're the only person who would likely be using the cloak.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Say it one more time.
Like, if you're the Master of Death, then you're the Master of the Cloak. And if you're the Master of the Cloak, chances are you're the only one using the cloak.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, well, that doesn't really work, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that is almost the case anyway, because Harry is the one who has the cloak. And I mean, you do have to be Master of Death to have, like, seen death and come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Question 7. This question was submitted by Complete Crimson. In your What If Snape Made a Horcrux video, how does Snape give the sword of Gryffindor to Harry?
Oh, for God's sakes. What if Snape made a Horcrux?
Yeah.
What if...
I don't even remember y'all making this video, but you did. I have the link.
What if Snape made a Horcrux?
What if Snape made a Horcrux?
Then, okay.
And then what is the question? How does he give him the sword?
Yeah, how does he, like, get the sword to him in his possession while, like, you know, being sneaky about it or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know why this would be any different. Because it seems like, why would it be different? Because if he made a Horcrux...
I hate us.
I know. I'm sure it's very... I'm pretty sure this is what we said the Horcrux was. But and he would have gotten it then. Why would this change it? You know? Why would this change much of the story, though?
Why would it? Okay, I have a guess.
You have a... I don't even know if I have a guess. Okay, hold on. Is it too... Oh, maybe there? Yeah, I'm going to say.
Maybe there. I also thought to myself, maybe there.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Puts it in the Lestrange vault.
Yeah, hides the real one in Bellatrix's vault.
Oh. That makes sense. But the answer is
I think this time he literally just emerges from the woods, sword in hand, and begins taunting Harry into a duel.
he challenges Harry to a duel with the sword already out.
That's really fun too.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
I love your reaction to all of these of like, of course it was.
Of course.
God, what a cool thing to... So imagine witnessing Snape wielding the Sword of Gryffindor.
That'd be crazy.
I know.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense. I was like, oh, this... I think we said it was Lily's letter.
Dude, I think you're right.
Yes.
Can I just tell you that I love this universe?
That you created.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
I know.
Just like the original one or the one that y'all have
Both.
created, essentially.
It's like there's so many avenues for it to go down.
Yeah.
There's so many rules you can work with.
The rules are both strict and flimsy enough
Exactly.
for all of our purposes.
Exactly.
It works like nothing else could do what we're able to do in this capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when I write Name of the Wind theories, it's a different brand of theoretical magic.
It's much more, like the puzzle pieces need to click together on that kind of magic,
Right, yes.
on that kind of like world building. Whereas this
that one is
feels-
like it's unfinished and it just feels like he's laying out the puzzle pieces and we're just figuring
right.
out the
This has a bunch
riddles
of
and
like
whatnot.
frayed edges.
Yeah.
you
It
know?
has some it's like a tapestry.
Right.
Tapestry. Question 8. This question was submitted by Tara Walker.
The old brain cloud.
Get that brain cloud.
Crawler Tara.
Dungeon Crawler Tara. In your The Secret Origin of the Diary video, who do you claim Tom Riddle's diary originally belonged to?
In what? Wait, what?
Okay.
The secret origin of the diary?
Yeah.
No! We said it belonged to someone else first?
Yes.
Oh, son of a gun.
Well done, us. Okay. There could be...
And the secret origin of the diary. Yes. That we made that video.
Apparently. Do you want me to see the date?
No.
Okay.
No,
We say this person
owned the diary first.
on the diary first.
That's you. It's someone you claim it.
We claim it.
Yeah.
I would go with this person.
I'll go with this person. I would. Maybe.
Yeah, you ready?
I think because we were like, it's never been explained meaning like it came from Vauxhall Road. Harry's just like, he must have gone from a muggle shop. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't even make sense.
You're just connecting dots that don't even... Whatever.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Slug butt.
I said
Oh, no.
Merope Gaunt.
So here's what happened. Tom Riddle accidentally encountered Moaning Myrtle with the Basilisk and kills her on discovery. As per his custom, he collects her drop diary to use as the token of her death. A diary that she, Moaning Myrtle, purchased on Vauxhall Road because she, not Tom, is a muggle boy.
It is Myrtle Warren.
Oh, because it was her diary! Oh God, because she was the whiny, yes.
Because she's Muggle-born, and she was in the bathroom,
Muggle-born, and she's in the
of course she would write in
bathroom,
the
and he just
diary
took it
because
to
it's
see all the
Myrtle.
evidence. Oh, so stupid. I'm so mad at myself for not remembering.
Because it was an opportunistic.
It was an opportunistic crime because the diary was Myrtle's. God,
Y'all are killing me. Oh my god.
so annoying.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, y'all's reactions to
Of
getting it
course
wrong
it was
is even
Myrtle's.
better than if you had gotten it right.
Of course, it was Myrtle's.
There's
That is
something wonderful about getting it wrong and then being like, right, because our answer was brilliant.
I know, like.
This is the best possible quiz for y'all to do your worst on.
Y'all missed 4 in a row.
I'm so mad. Okay.
It's fine, we can recover from this.
We got it.
Well done, Tara.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
Myrtle.
Oh man,
Well done us, you know?
no wonder people watch this channel. You know, I mean,
You're spitting fire.
goodness. All right, but I need to. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go take a break. Sure.
Take a break.
Take a break. Please. Y'all, we need to give a huge thank you right now to today's sponsor, Factor. Look, we're in our busy season. Our tour is just on the horizon. The kids are back in school. There's fall festivities and festivals and pumpkin patches and Leaves to be frolicked within. Example. Whee! Whee! But like, imagine there was leaves. Maybe they edited them in post. I don't know. Point is, time is limited, but with Factor, you can still ensure a smart, tasty, chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meal for dinner that's ready to go in just 2 minutes. And Factor's menu is only getting bigger. There is a huge selection of weekly options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost, which I like, because every time I'm at a restaurant, I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. Can I get it with shrimp? What? Extra $9? You kidding me? Probably not 9, more like 5 or something, but 9 sounded better. Our family loves when a box of Factor is on the doorstep because the whole family enjoys them. Prep and cleanup is a breeze, and it means we got more time for leaf pile cannonballs or weeknight movie night with the whole family. It's like, seriously, big win-win. The food's delicious and healthy and easy, and you'll feel the difference no matter your routine. So eat smart at factormeals.com/JVerseB50 off and use code JVerseB50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. That's code JVerseB50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Let's see how fast I can say this next part. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto renewing subscription purchase. I think that was pretty fast. Link in the description down below. Now on to Ben to talk about something else. I don't know.
Slurping noises.
Yo, we would also love to steer your attention to a product that we here at SCB use every single day. Our very own Carlin Brothers Coffee. Because in case you're unaware, Jay and I actually have our own brand of coffee. We started this venture back in 2018, and we're coming up on the 7th anniversary just this next month. Yeah, see, he's got it too. Look at that. And we have so many fun, cool mugs.
Are you doing slurping noises?
Yeah, I was doing slurping noises. You want to do it together?
Cheers.
Which, in case you're not doing the math, don't worry, I did it for you. That's 7 years, 2 videos a week, 52 weeks a year, 104 times 7 is like 728 Super Carlin Brothers videos that have been fueled by our very own beans. And yes, I did pay the math budget for that one, I think. Hopefully. Back on the napkin math. We did Name of the Windvember that one time, so maybe 732, I don't know. But when we kicked this whole thing off, we wanted to be sure that we were getting top tier beans and sought out craft roasters to dial in our own perfect cup of coffee. So if you want to enjoy coffee the best way that we know how, grab a bag or subscribe at carlinbrothersmercantile.com. Link in the description down below. Did I say decryption? Description. Down there. Not towel section. Above that, there's like a space with a little blue link that you click and it'll take you there.
Oh, that's the wrong side.
It came in from the wrong side. Oh, you can see my pants.
Yeah.
You can't normally see
And
my
your
I have
other
a tattoo
tattoo.
on my leg.
Yeah.
Have people seen that on the internet?
There it is. Whoa.
It's, oh man. Ha.
Revealing the spots they missed with the spray tan, huh? Ben wears his shorts into the spray tan thing,
I can't believe this keeps coming.
Question 9. This question was submitted by Fist. In your What If Draco Killed Dumbledore video, who else dies during the Battle of the Seven Potters compared to the original story?
Oh, who else dies in the Battle of the Seven Potters compared to the original story?
If Draco killed Dumbledore. Okay, so let's see.
Yep.
If that worked out, if that had worked out,
then Draco's a much better flyer.
much better flyer.
So then he's in the sky that night.
He's in the sky.
And he's fully committed to the dark side.
He is like, I'm in it to...
Evil McWeasel.
Boom. Wham.
Battle of the Seven Potters. You've got everybody up in the night sky. We know that there are that many people times this many people.
So we can just narrow it down. Well, I think it's like one of those.
But who would we want to kill is the question. And why?
See, I have a good why for this.
Florian Fortescue.
If it's not Florian Fortescue, then it's definitely ice cream cones. Okay.
It's just a big blob of ice cream cones that gets murdered by Draco.
Remember that giant ice cream cone on a broomstick?
This wasn't your best video, guys.
Kind of went off the rails.
You know how Draco hates ice cream?
Okay, let's see here.
It doesn't say it, but like, you just figure.
Always I was crying. He must hate ice cream.
It must.
How could you cry in a world that's got ice cream?
How could you cry? If you're ever feeling that bad, just go get some ice cream. That's a little bit better.
You think that Death Eaters would try getting ice cream?
I doubt they've had ice cream even once in their life. I don't think Voldemort's having like Sunday parties, you know? It's a real shame.
You think they're made from Nagini milk?
That is the worst kind of ice cream that could exist. Is snake milk ice cream.
Yes, we've got snake vanilla, and snake chocolate,
It's just
and snaky road.
Snaky Road. It's snake vanilla. Snake
And
vanilla.
moose tracks.
It would be moose trap.
And rainbow sherbet.
Because
That one's the same. It's actually not ice cream.
what Wormtail's request? I don't know. Something ridiculous.
There's no cream in that one.
Sorbet or something.
Jay, I don't know.
You got a lot of names over there.
I do have a lot of names. I probably need to zero in on one.
You put a lot of names? Draco was just on a murder spree.
He's just on a murder spree.
He's like, get him! Venomous vanilla, my lord. Avada Kedavra! It's snake vanilla. Does anyone have any other suggestions? Would anyone like some snake strawberry?
Pistachio.
Okay, I'm going to go with a completely different stab.
Yeah. I thought about going with that stab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hagrid!
Snape.
Speaking of making jokes, though, you might be aware of the new silver lining of this particular situation, which is the fact that George makes it through the entire battle with a head full of ears, which is true, but we also have to consider the fact that if Snape wasn't protecting that particular pair of flyers, then this is what would have happened. A Death Eater moved ahead of Snape and raised his wand, pointing it directly at Lupin's back. "Sectum Sempra," shouted Snape, but the spell, intended for the Death Eater's wand hand, missed and hit George instead. That sounds to me like whatever Snape did in order to save Lupin is also what cost George his ear. But if he wasn't there, then I don't think Lupin survives.
It is Lupin.
Lupin!
I'm currently watching with the captions on to see why.
I do not know
Unless
why
you remember. Hold on, I'm gonna keep watching.
Lupin would die in this scenario.
Why would Lupin die in this scenario? What would be
Because like my thinking is Draco spends like half the series trying to get Hagrid sacked.
Right.
Right. And this would be like
Y'all do talk about that, yep.
like Draco would be like, "Oh, I'm going after Hagrid."
Yeah.
Boom, let's go. And that's the real Harry too.
Right.
But he just succeeds because he's a way better flyer. Big target, you know.
Right.
And Harry's like, "I got one half giant bone sized thing to pick with you, Draco."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why Lupin? What does Lupin do from that point forward that's so important that we didn't want it to happen?
Why would we think
Okay, hold on.
For no reason.
why would Draco kill Lupin? Or is that even who we're saying? Oh, because Snape saves because George is with Lupin.
Yeah, Harry
George.
loses his ear in this scenario. Because of Sectum Semper, I think.
So we had because Snape's not in the battle because now because Draco's there instead of Snape.
Yeah, right, okay. So
I think that is
and
what it is,
normally
And Draco goes after, it sounds like, Harry?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Harry's with Hagrid, and you theorize that Draco would go after Hagrid because of their like long-standing
See?
beef. Yeah,
I
you have the
remember
right
that
like train
part
of thought.
it. So Draco
but-
goes after them, but because Snape's not there to stop them from killing.
you know what we need is SCB Theory Wiki.
Yeah.
Theory Wiki, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's the Super Carlin Brother Universe Harry Potter Wiki?
Right.
Someone in the Discord
that,
Discord
like,
get on that.
You know, like, is that hard?
Probably.
Would that take like a long time?
Looking at you.
Well, you guys do have significantly more than 15 videos, so. Question 11. This question was submitted by LawNinja. In your Secret Descendants of Ravenclaw video, which two wizarding families do you claim to be linked to Rowena Ravenclaw?
Which wizard families are linked to Rowena? Oh, man.
Wizards linked to Rowena. Okay, so I think it's almost certainly this one.
This one, you
And
mean?
this one?
This was your idea, and I remember you spearheading this one and being like, it's gotta be because of the reasons.
Because of the reason.
Because of that.
Because of that. I remember this word in particular being important.
I do not remember the people we said were related to the Ravenclaws.
I don't know if this is correct. I feel like it's half correct. I feel really good about this and less good about that.
2 families are related to the Ravenclaws.
2.
Yes.
I mean, how many families even are there?
I don't even know how many families even are there.
Like,
I bet more
These,
than
these are the 2 that you claim in this video.
in this video.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
real canon. It's probably even more.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least 28.
At least 28.
This is the thing. It's like once you get into the purebloods, though, it may as well be all of them. I cannot even remember what the connection was.
Okay, I'm remembering like sparse details. You ready?
No.
No.
I know.
I thought this was a surprisingly fun idea.
I just can't remember it.
Secret descendants
That
of
wouldn't be
Ravenclaw.
That wouldn't be that hard. I know. I just have to guess now.
You just have to guess now.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Black and Lestrange.
They married the Ravenclaw sisters who kept the Raven but dropped the Ravenclaw name. The Black and Lestrange families all started in exactly the same place, Ravenclaw.
Black and Slytherin. Interesting. It is Black and Lestrange.
Oh, I totally guessed Lestrange! Booyah! Check. Next.
Sorry, Benjam.
That doesn't sound right.
Black and Lestrange.
That's
They all
what
have
he
the
said.
Black sisters all have that really like haughty expression, right? That
Yes.
like Rowena
Yeah.
and Helena both have.
And then why Lestrange?
That was just a total guess because I had to put something down.
Oh,
Yeah.
a total guess, huh?
A total guess.
So the thing I remember is the haughty expression. Yes, that was like a really big one. And then there was also the fact artifact, like they were like royal, but I was thinking it was Slytherin because Bloody Baron is like a royal title.
Right.
And so we were thinking that the Ravenclaws were of yeah.
Didn't we just make a video saying who we thought the Bloody Baron was?
Yeah.
Yes.
That also means that Cadmus, more commonly known as the Bloody Baron,
But that's a recent theory, not
Yeah.
wouldn't have been at this time.
Yeah.
Can't remember the context for it being the
Oh,
Lestranges.
the Lestranges. Is it because of the Raven?
Oh.
and not for nothing, but eagles are bigger than ravens.
Because Corvus means Raven.
Corvus
Yep.
means Raven.
That's what it is.
There it is. We
Yep.
got it. We figured it out.
Question 12. This question was submitted by Dola. In your Voldemort's huge mistake video, what did you claim the Basilisk meant to rip, tear, and kill?
What did it mean to?
Yeah.
Rip.
This feels like it was a joke.
I know.
It may have been.
Definitely make this joke all the time that it constantly says this and does nothing.
It does. It's like you've petrified your victims, and then you leave them there. Chamber Secrets
Actually,
makes no sense.
I think I do remember this. Moaning Myrtle's diary. Makes so much more sense. I'm so mad at myself for not remembering that.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Rip.
But what is it comically mad at?
Roll out of moose tracks. Start with everyone the Basilisk does like and work backwards.
Tom Riddle.
That's it.
Who do we have next?
Salazar Slytherin.
So he has 2 buds.
2 buds in 1,000 years. Well,
Okay.
Theoretically ominous gaunt.
yeah, the other gaunts who've come in there, you know,
Plumbing.
mixed up the chamber.
It is funny when you think about the fact that it's under like the chambers, you know, like I need to visit the chambers.
Right.
You know, like a toilet.
Yeah, like the chamber pots.
The chamber pots.
Chamber of secrets.
I don't even have a guess.
Chamber pots of secrets.
Secret is poop.
Secret is poop, man.
That's always poop.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Spider webs.
As for all of that, like ripping and tearing that the Basilisk is always going on about, I have to imagine it's the spider webs inside of the pipes. They're mortal enemies after all.
It is spiders and spider webs.
Yes, because he's swimming through the. He's having to rip the spider webs are in the sewer tunnels. It's like, rip! Tear him! Kill!
That's why spiders are so scared.
It's like when you go through a spider web, you're like, we can't do that. He's just like, no!
So it's just Die Hard.
Question 13. This question was submitted by GooeyChewie. In your What If Harry Asked Cho to the Ball First video, who did you claim Cedric would go to the Yule Ball with?
Feels like it would be this.
Yeah, right there.
Ready?
Boom, bam.
1,
Ready.
2, 3.
Flor de la Smlor.
You said Katie Bell.
We said Katie Bell?
Cedric takes Katie Bell, Quidditch player from another house, same year as Cho, and we know she thinks he's handsome.
That's what the answer says.
We said Katie Bell.
You said Katie Bell.
There's no way.
Now hold on. Just
Now,
a
wait
second.
a minute. Why on earth would we say that?
That doesn't feel like us at all.
I feel like it's...
Well, I mean,
Probably to subvert the expectations of going with Fleur.
but Fleur likes him.
But Flor...
We made a whole video about it.
Oh, maybe you made that video after this.
Maybe we did.
Yeah.
It just seemed
Connected to the
like-
dots a little bit
We had a
later.
whole name for them, like...
Fledrick. Question 13. This question was submitted by Reddrick. In your How to Block Avada Kedavra video, what did you claim is the best material to make a shield from?
Oh, I think it's got to be
Gotta be this.
I don't know if that's what a cursive letter of that brand looks like, because they told me that cursive would be important, but then it didn't end up being important, so I forgot a lot of it, just like I do my own theories. Yeah!
Yeah!
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Gold!
Gold is correct.
Yeah, it is.
Gold! Filthy gold!
Boom, bam, baby.
Boom, bam, baby.
Boom, bam, baby!
You see what I'm getting at here? Like, immortality and gold and surviving this curse all seem to kind of go hand in hand.
Why?
Yeah, do you remember?
Why?
Well, Harry is largely associated with gold. Oftentimes, like his the Polyjuice potion to turn into Harry turns gold.
Flames.
He is the only one who can get the stone out of the mirror.
Which makes sense.
Shoots the golden flames. When the wands connect, there's like a golden bead. He seeks the golden snitch.
Question 14. This question was submitted by the Hufflepuff Pancake Chef.
The Hufflepuff Pancake
The
Chef?
Hufflepuff Pancake Chef. I don't know why that's so hard to say.
Hufflepuff Pancake Chef.
I think he knows the Muffin Man.
Probably.
Who lives on Drury Lane?
Isabel's only comment from this whole thing is going to be a very quiet, the Muffin Man.
She's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man! The Muffin Man!
She's married to the Muffin Man.
In your Did Lockhart Steal Quirrell's Memory video, who did you claim was the real hero in the Banded Banshee?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I like this one.
This one they've got locked.
Yeah, I knew they would have this one.
3,
Got
2,
it.
1.
Seamus, it's for me, ma.
It's for me, Ma.
Seamus
mom.
Finnegan's mother.
That's right. Yeah, the banded band.
Yep.
Made her to the banded banshee by smiling at her.
Bit of a nasty shock for him when he found out.
You ready for the 15th and final question?
Let's hear it.
All right, the 15th and final question of the day was submitted by Sarah Makiyama. In your What If Harry Was in Slytherin video, year 3.
Yo, boy.
We gotta put one of these in.
Yeah.
Who caught the snitch in the Quidditch match where the Dementors showed up?
Harry was in Slytherin.
Yes.
Name the video.
Harry's.
So I had so much fun writing the Quidditch scenes
Yeah, you did. I remember.
for this series.
You were so hype about it.
It was very fun.
Okay. Let's go back to the old brain skull.
go
So
back.
is it the same? Is it the same match? Like it's Gryffindor versus
I think so.
Hufflepuff? Yeah, Gryffindor versus Hufflepuff.
Well, it'd be Slytherin versus Hufflepuff, though, probably.
It would be Slytherin.
Or Slytherin versus.
Slytherin versus Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't remember, but
Maybe it would be Slytherin versus. It's probably Slytherin versus Gryffindor because that is the match that gets rescheduled. And Wood's all like, Hufflepuff's put a very good team together.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Ginny Weasley.
Ginevra Weasley.
It is Ron Weasley.
Run!
He's got a gun.
You made
He's
Ron
got a
the
gun.
Seeker.
We made Ron.
You made Ron the Seeker.
We made Ron the Seeker for
You did,
Gryffindor,
yeah.
not Ginevra.
Yes, that I do remember.
Why would we have done that?
I don't know.
Why would we have done that? I guess Ron could have tried out in like year 2.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was so
that makes
like,
sense, because Harry's not there.
yeah.
Okay, but you can see we got to the same spot. We were like, we worked out the problem that it should be Gryffindor versus Slytherin, not Gryffindor versus Hufflepuff.
We got that far.
And then we were like, and Harry's on the wrong team. He's on Slytherin. So who is the Gryffindor seeker? Because she would even be second year.
She would be a second year, exactly.
She could be there.
So she'd be young enough. And we also know that she, at some point in time, does play Seeker. So it just sort of be like, oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, but we forgot to factor in that in year 2, Gryffindor needs a Seeker of their own. And one Ronaldius Weasley-o.
Unpredictable.
Who won?
You.
Me!
4-7.
Oh, well,
Yes.
we don't remember our own stuff as well as we should, do we?
I guess to be fair, we probably revisit the real stuff more often than we do our own stuff.
Well, that's
Probably.
true.
You
That's
know?
true.
And
That's true.
every single week we have to like do more
Yeah.
of this, which means that you're just like you're piling new canon.
Yeah, you got to
on top
filter out some of the stuff to put the new stuff in.
It's tricky when you're being asked about separate what ifs because
Yeah.
a lot of them follow similar paths, but then like obviously branch out in other ways. And it's like, which weird path did we take that time?
Right. Yeah.
Was that Neville the Chosen One? Was that James Kepps the Cloak? Was that Harry and Slytherin? Was it Ron and Hufflepuff?
Hermione and Ravenclaw? We haven't even
We
made that
haven't
one.
even made that one yet.
And now we did a huge thank you to these quiz masters who support us over on Patreon.
And coming around the corner is gonna be Dorian, our essential escapism, followed by Michaela, Henry, Bradford, Amanda B with the late run, Teghan, Denlinger, Katrina, A, complete crimson from the back, Sarah Walker Fist, LawNinja, Dola, GooeyChewie, Teghan, Denlinger, Reddrick, the Hufflepuff Pancake Chef, and Sarah Makiyama at the line!
If you too would like try to stump us on a future episode of Jay vs. Ben, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/SuperConBrothers and selecting the Quizmasters tier.
I think you said Teghan Denlinger twice.
Oh, he moved up.
Oh, okay.
Thank you guys so much as always for tuning into this episode of Jay vs. Ben. Be sure to tune into future episodes to see if you can beat us in those.
Yeah, if you want to see us trying to answer questions from more of our own theories, we already did this one, so if you missed it, you can check that one out right over here. But otherwise, until next time, bye!